Do you have any more idea about Jared Walsh when he's going to be playing?
Not yet. I've not been told by the trainers yet when he will be playing. Like I said, I talked to Jared yesterday and he was very optimistic, but nothing has been reported to me by the trainers as of me coming up here right now.
And can you tell us who's pitching the Toronto series?
Yeah. Rodriguez and Suarez first day. Second day is Bundy. Third day is Otani. I think that's how it goes.
Thanks, Joe.
Welcome.
Rhett.
Hey, Rhett.
Hey, Joe. With Otani, is there a chance you could pinch hit him and then keep him in the game in the outfield this series, or more likely just have a pinch hit?
I'm going to try not to. Although, if you look at it, obviously we, when the game's in progress and you've been seeing it, it's just anything goes to try to win. I'm not going to say I'm not looking to do it, but if you run out of players and you have to do that in order to keep the integrity of the lineup and not have to hit a pitcher, possibly, it's something I would consider, but I'm trying to stay away from it.
And what have you thought of Jose Quijada? He's had a pretty good run here recently.
Throwing strikes. I mean, the biggest thing with him has always been command, and he commanded everything yesterday. His fastballs, breaking balls, changeup, were all commanded. He's got that really good riding fastball. He comes at you with everything he's got. He's got a lot of motion coming at the hitter. So we've always thought it. I know when he's with the Marlins, they thought the same thing there. If he gains command of his fastball, he could be all right.
And it's been a while. I haven't heard anything about Griffin Canning in a while. I know he's down in the minor leagues and injured, but have you heard anything at all on Griffin Canning?
I haven't, but Maddie's going to try to find out more. We talked about that coming up. I have not gotten a report on him right now, as of right now.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Sam.
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, Joe. Curious with Upton. I mean, in your experience, why does kind of moving people around in the order, how can that kind of help them maybe mentally just kind of figure things out?
Listen, I've done it for many times, and a lot of times it's with big, more substantial hitters, guys that you would think are more power hitters than just trying to set a table kind of guy. And I think it's just a mindset. In the 3 or 4 hole, you're always trying to do bigger things and drive in bigger runs and hit homers. Whereas if for whatever reason you're hitting there, your main objective is to get on base. So a lot of times plate discipline enters the picture. And all of a sudden you stop chasing because I'm trying to get on base for everybody else. That's my best explanation. I think it's mindset, narrowing things down a little bit, not trying to do too much, not trying to live up to be a 3 or 4 hole hitter, and more than anything, accepting your walks.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Jack.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Joe, with Adele and Marsh right now, as you kind of just watch these guys as they play more, like kind of outside of the results, what are the things you're just kind of evaluating them on a game-to-game basis as you watch them?
Well, just the general, the entirety of the game, whether it's base running, defense, thrown to the right bases, routes, actually how they're handling or dealing with failure. Those are the kind of things that you have to pay attention to. More than anything, I mean, I'm not, of course, I want to see them both get really hot, but to anticipate that is probably not wise. I mean, they're going to play well, they're going to do some really good things, but sometimes you have to take the bad with the good until somebody establishes themselves. I mean, yesterday we tried to get Marshy to bunt, but then he eventually moved the runners by the slow roller to second, which take, but still like to see him be able to get the bunt down like he did the other day. Things like that. It also kind of tells us specifically exactly what we have to work on with them in order to help form the complete player. So just pay attention. It's not punitive, gathering information and then trying to instructionally give them the benefit of what you're seeing in regards to give them information, give them a way to think about it or deal with it and see if we get better.
And then with kind of how aggressive you guys were on the bases yesterday, is that a reflection of at all just kind of maybe some of your recent struggles scoring and just trying to find ways to maybe manufacture more runs? Or are those things just a little more like matchup or just kind of game situation specific?
Both. I think, we've tried to be more assertive. We stole several bases in Texas also. It just depends on the pitcher, their pitcher, the other team's pitcher, time to the plate, Does he throw strikes or balls? How good is the catcher? How well does he throw? How well does he come out of the chute? There's a lot of things that are evaluated before you just do that. But again, the 1985 mantra, I'm not, with our group having a lot of guys out, I don't want to wait around all the time. I'd rather apply pressure to the other team if we can, and also get us in a more assertive mindset ourselves. It's been my experience, even though you don't like to make outs on the bases, sometimes historically, if my groups were not, we weren't scoring runs, I would force the action on the bases, even to the point you might get thrown out. But it weirdly always seems to help the assertiveness of the group. I'm just telling you what I've experienced. Probably nobody analytically would agree with me there, but I think it's true. There's the mind to be dealt with here also in attitudes and playing with emotion and energy. That's all matters. So all these things have to be considered. I do. And we're trying to make decisions based on taking opportunities or chances that work in our favor and not just do it for the sake of doing it. Last night presented a lot of opportunities to do different things.
And then is Rysel available today? I know it's been 3 in a row, but 2 days ago wasn't that many pitches. Is he someone you can consider tonight?
He'll have to go play catch, but we'll find out. For the Dodgers purposes, yes, he's available.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Okay.
Sam?
Yeah, just real quick follow-up. With David Fletcher, it seems like he's specifically, you're running him a lot more. Is that a conversation you guys had? You want to see him kind of have that in particular? That's show his speed a little bit.
Again, it's without being too specific. Let's look at when he's run and what's been going on and who the pitcher, the catcher is. I mean, there's a lot going on there. He's been in a position to do that, and Fletch loves the game. He loves all of this. He's not worried about his batting average. He's not worried about giving up an at bat to make it out and how that might impact him. He's not worried about making it out on the basis if he gets picked off yesterday. What he had in mind to do was outstanding. It didn't work. But that's exactly the point I'm talking about, the assertive nature that could bleed into the rest of the team when he got picked off at second base. When you're trying to make things happen, sometimes you're going to get caught, and that's okay. That's okay. Conceptually trying to be perfect all the time on the bases, you're going to have a really boring station-to-station group that doesn't apply any pressure to the other team. And I'm here to tell you, if you sat in on any meetings, pre-series meetings, when one team talks about the other, and if you could have them sit an extra 10 or 15 minutes talking about what you might do, it will benefit you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sam Onoda?
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, Joe, going back to Otani about you staying away from him playing in the outfield, is that more because you want to give him rest, or is it more that the comfort level they talked about yesterday?
It's not, I'm not going to say it's about rest necessarily. It's more about just adding another layer of potentialities, things going wrong for him. If we just do that, we just wave it and say, go ahead, do that. I don't know what it's going to do to him. I don't know that. I don't know if it is going to lead to fatigue. I don't know that. So this is one of those things that we have to continue to wrap our minds around. When we have a comfort level with it, you're going to see it. From his perspective, I would bet if you talk to him, he'd say, no, he could do that. I know he wants to hit. But for right now, that's where we're at. That's the best way I could describe it to you. It's not like it's impossible in the future. And it could even happen today, like it was asked earlier, that he could be in the game in the latter part of the game if we need to, based on double switching guys out in the National League game. Not impossible. But for right now, this is what we got.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Welcome, bud.
All right, I don't see any other hands up, so I think that's it, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Later. Oop. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, Joe.